It is 12:20 p.m. on December 31st, 2021, which means it's New Year's Eve. I think I filmed a New Year's Eve video from Byward Market last year, so I figured I'll do it again, because I wasn't going to do it. But then I just put on a little podcast, the James Altucher podcast finished, and then I thought, I'm going to listen to a bit of Dean Graziosi, who I discovered a couple of years ago from his YouTube videos, and I haven't talked to him or seen him. I haven't followed him for a while, and I followed him again today on Instagram, and then I found his podcast, and he just has these little snippets, these little 10-minute things, and I scrolled down to one that says, being your best in every decade. And he was saying, in his 30s, everybody said, enjoy your 30s, because it all falls apart when you're 40. Or no, even in your 30s, it starts falling apart. No, maybe it was 40. And then he's like, in his 40s, everybody's like, okay, well, because he had all this energy, he had all this success when he was 40. Here, I'll show you the neighborhood while I'm running. And then everybody's like, okay, you survived your 40s, but once you get 50, then it all starts falling apart. If you have a bit of dessert, your stomach blows up. If you, it just all falls apart. But then he's like, you know what? My dad is 84, and he was just in the gym with me today, and he takes really good care of himself, and you'd think he was 60 at most if you met him, and he can leap, and he can jump, and he can work out, and he's one of 12 siblings, and so it's not in his genes, because the other people didn't take care of themselves, and there's only him and one other person left, and his sister is like 97, and she takes care of herself. So the idea is that, take care of yourself, and you don't have to be like, because I posted today that I'm turning 50 next year, and so this is my last New Year's Eve at the age of, before I'm 50. And I was thinking tonight I would go to this bar, because I remember when I was in my 20s, I'd go to this bar called My Apartment in Toronto every week, and then we'd do New Year's there, because it's like, that was our place, that's where we're comfortable. And I actually started going to bars again after 15 years, and this is the one I've been to several times. But they close at 11 tonight, and they stop serving at 10. And also, there's the pandemic, so I'm afraid, do I want to get sick? I mean, I just like not even having colds. I haven't had a cold in 2 years. Are they even open here? I don't know. But yeah, so I post on Facebook saying, I said when I was 18, I calculated that I was going to be 27 in New Year's 2000, and I'd be too old to party, and I was all upset about that. And then when 2000 came, I went to a big party at a Congress Center here, and I actually was too old to go out. It was stupid. But I never liked bars. Even when I was 18 and 19 and 20, I'd go to a bar and I'd be like, I'd just come home depressed because I didn't pick up. I'd be happier if I stayed in my residence room and worked on a song or recorded a song in the residence bathroom with my friends. I always liked that. So I guess if I had settled down with any of my girlfriends, I'm going to get demonetized on YouTube because of that song. I got to get away from that song. What was I saying? If I had gotten married, I wouldn't need to be going out on New Year's to meet someone. But you know what? Everybody's online now. There's just a new world. I'm going to run down this alley here and see what happens. Maybe I should do this. Maybe it's just my YouTube thing. It should just be jogs throughout the city, and you can I feel like this is a dead alley. So this is where I would get robbed. This is if I was Superman. This is where somebody would try to shoot me. Or if I was Spider-Man, Sorry. Okay. That guy was peeing against the wall. So much for this idea. Okay. I feel like I'm in a video game now, and you're just playing it. Okay, so what was my point? Yeah, if I'd gotten married, I'd just be enjoying New Year's with my wife and kids. But, like Dean was saying, you just gotta, just don't be all negative like that. He didn't have another kid until he was 50, he told me, and he's living life. So, I'm gonna be the new Dean. I'm gonna see, okay, here's my big idea. Because I'm not an expert on self-help. I don't know if anybody is. I don't think there's a PhD in it. But I listen to a lot of these podcasts. I'm taking out 3 books tonight. So I could basically spend the time to look at those things and then share you my highlights or tell you what things I liked. And sorry, I just saw these 2 pigeons here, and they're enjoying it. Wait, you lost your pigeon friend. There you are. Come on, go join your buddy. And then I could share with you things. And I was like, where do I share it? Maybe a blog, but also a newsletter. I've been wanting to start a newsletter on Substack, so I'll do that today finally, because when better to start it than on New Year's Eve, right? Then I can say, look what I did all year, like starting now. So that'll be exciting. And the other thing Dean was saying is like, listen, fad diets, like there's all these diets, he doesn't know what's best, but we can all agree that, you know, cutting down on sugar and bread and desserts and eating more vegetables with different colors is good for us. And just moving more is good for us. And the thing is, that's what I'm doing. Look at me, I'm out jogging. And I'm 49. I remember when I was shooting a commercial in Barbados, I don't know, 15 years ago, I went for a jog like across the island and along the beach, and everybody's like, hey, hello. And at the time, I probably felt like, oh, I'm too old to be doing this, like it's embarrassing, but I don't know. But I'm still doing it. I love the fact that I can just still sort of jog and just move around, and I don't know, I always want to be able to do this, so hopefully that's the thing, and technology's going to keep changing. They're going to have treatments and stuff, so we got to stay in shape so we can be there for that. But my mom exercises every morning, and she's turning 75, so I got 26 more years if I take care of myself, hopefully. That looks cool. The coven looks very scary, and the barber, that's also scary because I don't have any hair. So he says just do that, and he said, are you really going to count your macros and calories every day in an app, which I've been trying to do, but he's right. I don't want to keep doing that. Like I've stopped calculate. Like I could get a food scale. Let me just see. Can I pick up this beer bottle for 10 cents? Beer can? What is it? It is a beer can. Nice. It just made 10 cents. All right. I could buy a food scale that measures like the actual weight of food. Like if I'm going to have a piece of cheese, okay, it'll calculate the weight, and then, I don't know, here's another beer can. So maybe the scale, that'd be cool if you could actually tell the scale what it is, and that way it calculates the calories, so you don't have to then go to your app and figure it all out. But I don't want to do that. Like, I could spend all my time doing it, and I just feel like, Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk, they're not sitting there all day counting their calories. Like, that's not how you're going to help the world and live to your potential. So maybe I'll just cut that down a bit. What I've liked is that I started the keto diet 10 days ago, and I calculate, I don't calculate, I just have a list of things I can eat. So like avocado and eggs, like basically try to have no carbs. And I have lost about 5 pounds in the past 10 days, which is good, because if you actually hold a 5-pound weight, you're like, that's a good chunk of weight. Like that's something that, I'm not having to lug around now. Imagine if I was holding a hand weight right now with 5 pounds, I'd be like running slower. So that's good. And so I'm just finding little hacks like that. And then I do this jog every morning, and it's already noon, so I'm still not doing it right away. It'll be easier when I live in Miami later this year. I'm manifesting that. I'll just get up, throw in my shorts and go. But it's just the little things. Like, Dean says, eat better and move more. I find that doesn't work for me, because it's like, what does that mean? Of course I know I should do it, but now that I have an actual plan, that, okay, here are the foods I eat, I buy them, and that's all I eat, and now my body's in ketosis, which I love that. I've trained my body to burn fat as fuel. And then, okay, run more, what does that mean? Or move more? Well, it means first thing I do in the day is put on my run tights. This looks so cool, I should hang out there. I want a patio like that. I love things like that. Where the sun sort of comes in and it's wood, and then I could have a view of it from here. If this wasn't Ottawa, I would want to live here. Like, I was thinking on the way here, like how beautiful the canal is, and then I was like, but I'm happier in Florida and LA, and I've always wondered, is that just because I'm on vacation or I'm shooting a commercial? But maybe I really do love those cities, and it would be long-term joy. So I think I should just go down there and try it out. Be all-knowing. I think I will. So maybe I'll get a balcony like that in Miami. Oh my God, it'd be so cool. But maybe I can just live anywhere. And that's the idea that, and that's why I'm a digital nomad. So if I say I want to be in Miami for a week, that was my plan, live in hotels. So I'm still working on that, but you can join me on the journey. So anyways, I like to have a specific plan. I get up in the morning, go for my 5K jog, and then now I take my hand weights and I just do some curls a little bit and get the muscles going a bit. And I think my fat percentage is actually going down. I was saying yesterday in my little daily keto update that my fat percentage went down, which is good because my weight went up like 0.9 pounds, but then I said my fat percentage is down 0.9 pounds or 0.9% from yesterday. So, muscle weighs more than fat, so if I'm building a bit of muscle, that's good. But anyways, I'm doing my plan. So now I don't have to think about it anymore. It's just like, oh no, I know every day I have my jog, I know to do my weights, I know I'm eating the foods that I want to eat, and I can just check that off my box and then use my brain for other things. So that's good. And we just ran past, I forget where it is, but there was the palliative care place where my aunt was with cancer this year, and then she passed away a couple of months ago. So that's a reminder that, I don't know, you just gotta take carpe diem, right? Seize the day. What can I do then that she would be proud of, that I can tell her about in my dreams and say, here, look what I actually did. So there. Okay, so Happy New Year's. Thank you for joining me on this run to the Embassy of the United States. And maybe let's just go in there and say, hey, can I have a visa? I'd like to live in the US. I'd like to live in Miami, please. So we'll see. We'll see if I get there. And if you want me to record one of these every day, you let me know in the comments below. I probably shouldn't and won't, and you don't want it, but I'm just throwing out ideas. But what I am going to do today, I'm going to start that newsletter, and I'm going to start a Facebook group for my podcast. Because I kept thinking, like, what is my Facebook about? Or my Facebook group that I want to start? Or should I have a different group for voice acting and keto and all this? But then I realized I'm already doing my podcast. Podcasts have groups. Why don't I do that and make that kind of the, a center of things where, okay, now I've got a group and we discuss my interviews and we can discuss we can all share our own journeys and projects and stuff. And I think that'll be cool. And I was thinking, because my new name is Spark the Genius, maybe I'll come up with another name one day, but I like that one for now. And exciting, I just got the Twitter name from someone. That was a big thing yesterday, because I've got it on social media, but then this guy had Spark the Genius on Twitter, and I've been trying to reach him and he wasn't responding. I thought maybe he'd passed away or something, but he finally got back to me, and he's like, yeah, because his website is Sparking the Genius. And that doesn't fit on Twitter, but he didn't care about changing his, so he did it for me, and now I've got @SparkTheGenius on Twitter. So now it's like, that was a big thing that I was excited about. What else was there? I don't know. I guess that's all there was. I applied to be verified on Twitter, and they declined it right away because I don't have enough IMDb credits, but we'll see. One day I'll have a blue check mark on Twitter, but I already have it on Facebook, and everybody's jealous of that, so there you go. And this is a nice ending, the Ottawa sign. So some good things are happening, and then I can look back and say, hey, that's a little achievement. I got my Twitter thing. I'm working on my logos in Canva. I told myself I wouldn't film my face up close in these videos because it looks ridiculous. I told myself I would just sort of turn it like this. You know what my face looks like, and then we can enjoy the run. So let's do that. And there, where's the other bar I go to? I don't see. Oh no, it's around the corner, the other way. Anyways, all right. Thank you, and Happy New Year.